Finn Balor has just won the Intercontinental Championship by overthrowing Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania 42. It's a humongous moment for him as the Prince is well and truly back. And it's all smiles for the new champ the following night. However, before he can even speak, he gets cut off by a man he thought was in his distant past. Dominic Mysterio is here, and he's screaming at Balor demanding for a rematch. But this Prince doesn't run from battle, so he challenges him for later in the night, as Dom prematurely accepts, before Balor can even deliver the punchline that their match will be inside a steel cage. And with that being made official, the match is now set. And it's an even more brutal affair than their last match, all thanks to the cage. Yet Dominic is lying, cheating and stealing his way to victory, as after a frog splash, he goes in a cover. But Finn Balor kicks out, so Dom decides to rush out of the cage. However, as he gets to the top, he gets confronted by a man whose only connection to the Prince is through a certain club. Finn Balor has retained, and it's all thanks to the debuting David Finlay, who is aligned with the OG leader of the Bullet Club. The first and last leaders of the group have come together to form one united force. And this really shakes up Dominic, who wants a piece of both of them, though he's burned all his bridges, so the numbers game continuously overwhelms him as he gets beaten down by the pair constantly. So he's forced to try and mend a bridge he never thought he would. You know, you're still a deadbeat, but maybe you can change that if you help me. You're not my son anymore, Dom, so you're not my problem anymore either. Oh, come on, Dad, Jesus. Dominic Mysterio has been denied help from his own father, which makes Finn Balor incredibly happy, as he even confronts Rey backstage with a proposition and an open invitation to become an honorary member of the Bullet Club, which Rey Mysterio, of course, denies. And whilst all seems well, all is not, as Finn Balor attacks him, wiping the floor with the legend as he screams down at him, "That will be your biggest mistake." And the chaos only amplifies the following week, with Balor and Finlay of course being at the centre of this, as they completely slaughter poor Dom Dom. However, they're looking to go one stage further, as they're possibly looking to end his career early, which brings out the deadbeat. Rey Mysterio is here, kendo stick in hand, as he batters both of them with the weapon until they retreat, as he then comes face to face with his son. And whilst they don't hug it out, the bridge is starting to be mended. And this makes Finn Balor surprisingly happy, as he's all smiles backstage, even saying to a camera, "The Mysterios are back like we're in 2020, baby, over nostalgia." Because during that time, I was carrying an entire brand on my back, and I want to show that difference between stars will always burn bright, so at Backlash, I don't give a damn if you love or hate each other. Rey, Dominic, we the Bullet Club challenge you to a tag team street fight. The challenge has been made, but will they accept? Well, on the following Raw, the Bullet Club call the Mysterios out, and whilst Rey answers the call, Dom does not. Or so you think, as he sneak attacks the pair with the same kendo stick, as Rey quickly enters the ring with his son with the two nailing stereo 619s. And with the Bullet Club escaping from further punishment, the father and son finally bury the hatchet and embrace. Dominic and Rey are now aligned as one, at least for one night only, at Backlash. But who will win? Well, before we find out, on the eve of the event on SmackDown, Finn Balor is in the building to merely plant a seed to eventually blossom to warn a family that his family will be stronger than ever before. Why are you here, Finn? You're a Raw guy. The brand split effectively died years ago, mate. I can come on the show if I please, and well, here I am. Oh wow, look at this goofy guy. Just get to the point already. Ah, of course. I just wanted to let you know that I've been eyeing potential recruits to my club, and as a formality, I just thought I'd let you know one of your boys are coming home to a real family. Solo Sikoa is warned that he has a feeling who he might be referring to. But is he right, or will he be wrong? Well, we're at Backlash, and the Tag Team Street Fight is on. And actually, it's a very chaotic affair. Carnage is unfolding anywhere and everywhere, chairs are bent, candlesticks are shattered, announce tables are broken, and both teams are so even. Finn Balor continues to remind everyone why he's the Intercontinental Champion. Dominic Mysterio is showing why he's the future of the industry. Rey Mysterio is showing he's still got it, and David Finlay is having an undeniable breakout performance. But eventually, the Mysterios start to overwhelm the Bullet Club, as just like on Monday, they hit Stereo 619s. But as they go up to the top rope, Dominic notices Rey being pulled out from the top rope. The culprits? Jeff Cobb. JC Mateo is no more, and he's here to make a statement as he wipes the floor with Rey Mysterio and catches Dominic mid-suicide dive with a tour of the island. And that's when Solo Sikoa comes on out. He's furious that a supposed family has betrayed him, but Jeff Cobb is the only man who's no longer in Solo Sikoa's family tree. The Gorillas of Destiny have just turned on their leader too. Finn Balor has completely ransacked the family tree. Everyone aside from Tonga has left Solo Sikoa high and dry. As with that, Finn Balor takes advantage of the destruction Jeff Cobb caused as he coup de grace Dominic Mysterio to pick up the win for his team. Bullet Club have grown, or perhaps the War Dogs have been born. As on the following Raw, Finn Balor announces that he wants total and utter domination across both brands, so he hereby announces that SmackDown will be the land of the War Dogs, led by his second in command, David Finlay. And as for Bullet Club, the Prince promises that there is much more to come for his vision of his club. However, this brings out SmackDown's Solo Sikoa, who is absolutely furious at what Finn Balor has done, though the Prince just doesn't give a damn, saying that all I did for you, big fella, was give you a heads up that your family tree is now my War Dogs, and as for the Bullet Club on Raw, our newest addition is standing right behind you. David Finlay got traded to SmackDown, and Kenta, my Bullet Club brethren, is now back on Monday Night Raw. And as for the man that got traded for David Finlay, who's to say when you find out who he is? Kenta aka Hideo Itami is back in WWE, and it's a full circle moment as he and Finn Balor are now back together as one. It's an unbelievable sight. But where do we go from here? Well, naturally, Solo Sikoa wants revenge. So for one night only, a SmackDown superstar will challenge for Raw's Intercontinental Championship, with the match set for Saturday night's main event. And of course, the War Dogs leader alongside Kenta are at ringside, proving to be a constant nuisance for Solo. And he's all alone, no Tonga there to save him, so he has to find something deep within as he pulls out everything he can possibly think of to try and take down the Prince. And he's starting to actually overwhelm him, which only lasts for a short while, as Finn Balor manages to get back on top, shotgun dropkicking Solo Sikoa down as he ascends to the heavens and crash lands onto the challenger with a coup de grace. As with that, Finn Balor retains. Bullet Club and War Dogs reign supreme, although another member seemingly joins them, as JD McDonough slides into the ring. But he doesn't have the merch on, as he downs Finn Balor, going on to take out David Finlay and Kenta with some much needed assistance from a steel chair. JD McDonough is no longer in Finn Balor's shadow, but where on earth do we go from here? Well, on the following Raw, with only Finn Balor and Kenta in the building, they demand answers from JD McDonough. And to him, it's quite simple, as he comes out and says, "For the longest time, I've always been told I'm gonna be the next Finn Balor, but I don't want to be a coward. I don't want to hide behind lackeys, and I just don't want to be a bitch. So that's why, Finn, you and I, my friend, are going to fight at Clash at the Castle." "Oh, are we really now? And how the hell have you earned that opportunity, yeah?" Yeah, I figured you'd say that. So I spoke to the big man in the back, and next week we're gonna have ourselves a little tag team match. You two against me and a partner of my choice. If I win, I get you in Dublin under a stipulation of my choice. And when I win, you get to pick your own opponent for the show. Simple, and in the words of Adam Pearce, that's official. JD McDonough lays down the law, but who will his tag team partner be? Well, on the following Raw, we found out who the mystery man is.
It's a shameful thing, you've lost your head, a careless man who...
It's time for a banger. It's gonna be Finn Balor and Kenta taking on JD McDonough and Sheamus. But can they win? Well, yes they can, as with JD McDonough taking out Kenta with a suicide dive, Sheamus bro kicks Finn Balor and actually pins the Intercontinental Champion. The power is in JD McDonough's hands, and he decides to take a risk. "Finn, I know this is between you and me, and by God, don't want to get my hands on you, but I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for Sheamus. So at Clash at the Castle, it's gonna be a triple threat match." Oh, and that's not all, because Balor, you started the Bullet Club in a steel cage match, and I'm gonna end your reign as Intercontinental Champion inside that goddamn steel cage. The match is official. A triple threat steel cage match is set for Clash at the Castle. But who will win? Well, the match is on, and naturally, the Celtic Warrior and the Irish Ace team up on the Prince. However, eventually, this alliance fades, as the Iron Lung hurls Sheamus into a steel cage, which Sheamus quickly does right back to him. As now, the match is a full-blown triple threat. It's anyone's game, but every time Finn Balor tries to escape, his attempts get blocked by either warrior. So he's forced to fight for his life, and of course he holds his own. But after further back and forth, he quickly tries to retreat out of the cage again, which again fails, as JD McDonough meets him up there, and after throwing several shots at the Prince, he tosses him off the structure onto Sheamus. It's JD McDonough's time, or so you think, as here comes Kenta, meeting him at the top of the structure, but again, he's able to fight him off, as after knocking him off the top of the structure, he looks to escape. However, he gets dragged down back into the ring, not by anyone in the match. AJ Styles is back in WWE, and he systematically destroys both JD McDonough and Sheamus, which allows for Finn Balor to escape the cage. The Prince retains his Intercontinental Championship once again, and it's all thanks to the newest member of the newest generation of Bullet Club, a non-competing, still technically retired phenomenal, AJ Styles. But where do we go from here? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see. As if you like this story, I think this might interest you.